In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this center step card using the Country Club suite. It's a cool design that opens like this, stands up, and it still folds flat to mail. I'm also going to include in the description below a link to a template that shows you exactly how to cut this and the products I used on this card. Starting with the Country Club Designer Series paper, I love that Stampin' Up! Includes the colors on the back of the paper. So this paper has basic black, crushed curry, garden green, night of navy, poppy parade, and whisper white. And all these fun golfing patterns, some plaids and bowls and tees and golf bags. And look at these ones, there's our little golf carts. And they're all these bright, fun colors that are great for masculine cards. This part is actually pretty unique. There's a couple of pages like this, and you can cut these apart and then just use the images and color them. And it also includes a women golfer on here, which is kind of cool. I'm using that blue one today, and this one is also unique too because you can cut out all these little shapes and elements and banners to put on your card. In fact, I'm using the little golf balls here today. I'm using the dies to cut out those little golf balls and use those on my card. Stamp set I'm using is the Clubhouse stamp set with the matching golf club dies, which you can get as a bundle. For paper, I'm using Night of Navy, and I'm actually going to show you how to cut this sheet so that we can get 2 cards out of it and show you how to score it. And then I'm using some of the Golf House paper, some garden green which matches, some white, and some of the silver foil for the golf club, smoky slate, and some more scrap white. For other supplies, I'm using some silver twine. I've got a bunch of blends, my take your pick tool, various adhesives and dimensionals. Also for ink, I'm using Memento Black and Night of Navy. 2 items from this Country Club suite that I'm not using is this beautiful Country Club twine and also these Country Club elements. These are wooden elements that you can ink up, you can paint, and they just add a real nice 3D and kind of manly effect to your cards. I just wanted to show you these items were available even though I'm actually not using them on this card today. And of course that twine matches perfectly to all the Designer Series papers. I'm going to show you how to cut the paper for the center step card, the base. And I've got a template here for you. Just click below in the video description to get that template. So first thing to do is take a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. This is Night of Navy. I'm going to cut it in half at the 4 1/4 inch mark. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in and cut from 1 inch down to 6.5 at the 1 inch mark. Now it's hard to see this on the ruler, so I've actually, especially with a dark piece of cardstock, so I've marked my ruler with a little black Sharpie mark here at the 1 inch mark and at the 6.5 inch mark, and I can just rub that off later with rubbing alcohol, but that'll just make it easier to know where to cut. So you want to slide your paper into the 1 inch mark, and then you're going to take your cutting blade, that's the darker blade, and go right down and cut into the 6.5 inch mark. Then you'll flip your paper over and do the same thing again. Line up at the 1 inch mark and go from the 1 to 6.5 inch. And then you're going to see that you've got kind of this 2 floppy slits in the paper. Now it's easier actually to see this on a white piece, so I've just pulled this out. So you can see here we've done the 2 slits that are going to form the part that steps. So now we're going to be scoring this cardstock, and the scoring is only tricky in that you have to score some of the lines in between the cut lines and some of them outside of the cut lines. So on my template I show you exactly again what to do, so just follow that along. So the first one I'm going to do is this 1 inch one that's down at the bottom, and that's going to form that first fold, and then another one at 2 inches. And both of those are on the outside of the cut lines. So you'll need to position your scoring blade and just go right to the cut line, which it's easy enough to see on there, and then go again to the cut line. And even though I ran my scoring blade across there, I wasn't pressing down when I ran it, so it was okay. So I've just zoomed in here so you can see this better for the next one. So this is at the 2-inch mark, and I'm just going to go score from there until the cut line. And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom. So from the edge of the paper to the cut line, just scoring. So that's that cut there. So next I'm going to do the middle cut, which actually is what sort of folds the card in half. And that one is the only one that, and it's done at 5.5, is the only one that's done in between the cut lines. The next one is going to be at 6.5, so I'm just going to extend the arm of my cutter out here to get to the 6.5 mark. And so I'm going to line up the edge of the paper with 6.5, and this one again is outside the cut lines from the top and the bottom. So just from there to there and there to there. And that forms the final fold that we're going to need to do. So next we're going to actually fold the card, and you're going to want to grab your template to look at the valley fold and the mountain fold. So a mountain fold is the crease towards you, and that's the first one we're doing. We're just pinching with our fingers. And then the valley fold is a crease away from you. It's making like a little valley. That's the only valley fold we're going to do here. Pinch it with your fingers to get the fold. And the middle one and the outside one are also going to be mountain folds, like that. So that pretty much is it folded. And once you've got all that, you want to really cement those folds by using your bone folder to score it all firmly to get the folds all really well done so that the card will stand up. So I'm going to take my Memento ink. This is a black ink that allows you to color, and I'm going to ink up my golfer upside down so I can make sure there's lots of ink on. It's a very detailed stamp, so you want to have good ink coverage. I'm also going to press really firmly on the stamp to make sure all of that detail has transferred. Next, I'm going to use the saying, and I'm using the Night of Navy ink. These new ink pads open like a compact, and the friend that I borrowed this from, she doesn't put labels on her stamps, so I just need to make sure the saying is going the right way. Next, I've got a cute little hack for you. I'm using a little magnet, happens to be a little cat's bum, but that's okay. Because when we put our dies on a magnetic sheet, we tend to put them down flat side, so they're kind of hard to pick up with your fingernails. So if you just grab them with a magnet, nice and easy. So I'm going to cut out a die from the silver foil sheet. And the next die that I'm going to cut out is one of the little golf balls. Now this is from the designer series paper that I showed you at the beginning of the video. So I'm just going to lay, this comes in a trio, but I'm just going to lay one of them over it, and I can see that it's covering it, and run that through. When I'm using a magnetic platform, it'll hold it in place, and then you end up with this adorable little golf ball. So I'm going to use some of these other die cut shapes to cut out the saying and some of the greenery. And there's even a piece to cut the grass. And I've got a little tip for you about any of these little wee pieces, is there's little tiny injection holes. So once you've cut the paper out, it probably will stick into the die, but if you just poke those little holes, then the paper will release from the die. Next, we're going to use the Argyle embossing folder with my garden green piece. But one of the things you want to watch with a folder like this is the orientation of the paper. Now notice on my card that the Argyle is going up and down on the sides, but on my original sample I did the middle part sideways. So this time I'm going to make it match. So you can put your piece in here and you can try to line it up. But my tip is if you take the piece all the way down to the bottom, there's already a line there, and you can just use that as a guide to line up your paper, and then your pattern will be straight. This, because it's a thick 3D embossing folder, is you're going to use the Big Shot platform. You're going to put the die down, and I tend to put the seam towards the Big Shot so that there's no wrecking of the seam at all on the sides, and then you're going to use this new blue 3D plate that matches these folders. And there's the finished embossed piece. Next, we're going to color the golfer. Now, the reason I stamped it first and then did the other stuff is you always want to let it dry for a few minutes before you start to color. So I'm going to use a combination of light and dark markers to color this image. So I'm starting with light balmy blue, and I always do like an outline around the image first, and then I color it in. So that's what I'm going to do here first with his shirt with the light balmy blue blends marker. Then I'm going to take the dark version of that same color, and the image actually has already got all the areas that this would be darker done for you, so you almost don't need to add the extra color for dimension, but it does add a little bit, as you can see, just darkening up those spots. So I've just gone over the black areas and colored them with the dark blue just to add shadows where there would be shadows on his shirt. And I didn't even blend these ones out after because I didn't feel it needed it. It has enough dimension and looks blended. So for the pants, I'm going to color them with Night of Navy, and I'm going to do the same technique. So I'm going to start by just doing an outline with the light Night of Navy. I'm just going to follow all his little curves here, which he has quite a few of them, and color with the light Night of Navy, and then I'm going to come in again with the dark Night of Navy and just color all the shaded lines that the artist has already given to us. And this time I do blend those a little bit because they're a little bit harsher and darker. I colored his cap too with the Night of Navy, and now I'm going to come in with this ivory color, which is one of the skin tone colors that Stampin' Up has, and I'm just going to color his arms and his neck and a little bit of a belly that's showing there. And just to make it darker, I went over a couple of those lines, and I made his hair a bronze. And then for shoes, I did a light smoky slate, and also then went over with a dark smoky slate for the soles of the shoe, and a light smoky slate on the club. And then for the grass, I used a light old olive, and then I intended on just putting a little bit of dark old olive, but I kind of made it all dark. And for the grass, because I want him to sit on some grass. And then I'm going to take my die and my magnetic platform and cut it out. So this die perfectly fits there. Put a plate on top and cut it out. With Night of Navy ink on a piece of scrap white, and then I'll die cut that as well. So here's all my pieces now ready to assemble. So I'm going to start by putting the strips of Designer Series paper on the card base. Now this is just paper to paper, so regular double-sided tape like snail will work. It is best if you open up the card so you can see right where to position that so it's centered between these score marks. Add the embossed piece of garden green in the middle, and I'm going to add the saying that we stamped already too onto the bottom, all with snail adhesive. I want to show you two versions of the golfer. Not only is the hat color different, but I don't know if you can see that on the guy on the left, I've done a gray outline, a smoky slate outline around the whole image, and that just takes away the starkness of the white around the die cut, and so I'm going to use this one instead of the one with the white. The white one I'll just go around where the die cut left some of the white bits and color that before I use it as well. So I'm just adding dimensionals, both some little teeny tiny ones, the mini ones, and some large ones to the back of the golfer, and then I'm going to add them to the card. Next I want to add that little wee golf ball that we die cut, and I'm going to use a glue dot only because it is so tiny and hard to put snail on otherwise. So you just add it to a glue dot at the back, and then it'll be sticky and ready to go. It actually has the added bonus of having a bit of a 3D pop-up as well. To add this greenery, it's difficult to add snail to something so tiny and delicate. So what I'm going to use instead is my silicone mat, a sponge, and this mono glue. So what I'm going to do is squirt out a little bit of the glue and then just use my sponge to pick up the glue and lightly sponge the back. Now I don't want to go all the way up the piece of greenery because some of it's going to be hanging off the card. So just about 3/4 of the way up, I want to sponge on the back. And this just gives a light application of that glue, but it's still sticky enough that it will stick to the card. And I'm not going to destroy the delicate little leaves that are on here. Just want to press and hold that for a second to make sure that it's bonded to the paper. Next, I'm going to add the Happy Father's Day saying, again with dimensionals. I'm just being careful where I put those dimensionals because part of it's going to land on the golfer, which is already raised up. So I'm just going to add snail to that part and add that in. So the next thing I'm going to add in are the little pieces of grass, and I actually cut one in old olive as well as one in garden green, just so I'd have a little bit of variation of color. And I was going to use just snail on that, but I decided it was little enough that a glue dot is what's needed, and I kind of tucked that in behind him. And then when I add the garden green grass, and I'm putting a little bit of dimensionals on here, it's going to really show up because it's got this grass in behind it that's a kind of a lighter color. It kind of gives it a layered look as well. So I die cut out this silver foil golf club, and I wanted to add it over top just to really make that golf club pop. So what I'm going to do is measure how long it needs to be before it's in his hands. And then I'm just going to trim it with my scissors. And I'm also going to trim a little piece of the end off so that it can look like the end of the club is coming out of his hands. And then I'm going to add it with the mono adhesive, the sponged liquid glue again, just because this is a super small piece, plus it's foil paper, which is really hard to attach with any other kind of adhesive. So I realize here that I forgot to add the silver thread that I had added to my original card, and I wanted to still add that. So I very carefully peeled this piece back, but I always usually cut a second piece just in case I need it. So what I'm going to do here is just take my silver thread and loop it around my fingers a couple of times, and then attach that loop to the back of my piece using dimensionals. And this time I actually had to put a dimensional where I didn't want it, but the raise up was very little. And I only wanted the circles to appear on the left side because I didn't want them to differ with the writing, so I cut off the loops on the right. And it just adds a little silver accent that kind of matches the golf club. So that's it. That's the center step card done. Make sure you grab the template and the list of everything that I used on this card. You can get that information from the description on the video on YouTube. Just click on the link to get your template. And thank you so much for watching. Please check back to Stamp with Jen often for other tips, tricks, and ideas.